Okay, hi again. This is Michael Ellis, and picking up from last night, which would be about 16 hours ago, for measuring in hours, and um, uh, so um, so we started with our Orgonite or Orgone generator brick with crystals in it and multiple iron nail electrodes. We were grounding our wires, alligator clips, which are kind of rusty, but they still did the job, into iron nails submerged in cold tap water. That was our experiment we were running. So we wanted to see what would happen if we used two nails instead of just one nail in the water. And this actually worked out a lot better than our previous experiments did. With just one nail in the water, and it actually worked out pretty good. Um, there's a lot more sediment in there than would have happened if we just used one nail. That's pretty awesome. Um, so far we've got quite a bit of I don't know, golden to light brown rust like sediment in there. I can actually um, bring this down and show you kind of what's going on. I'll just detach these for a second from their lifeline. Kind of a golden, I don't know, one might call it rust, but that's kind of what color it is. So I don't know what these buggers are, to be honest, but so we've got the beginning of a Orgone sanctuary as our metals started to grow under the influence of Orgonite. Doing the smell check, I don't have the kind of gasoline smell that I did from the other experiments I did. It's kind of too early to tell for that. So in other experiments we did with just the one nail, as it progressed over like a week or so, it turned kind of orangey and gave off a gasoline smell. So nothing of that type yet. Just a kind of yellow stuff on the bottom and a kind of clear, almost bluish kind of cast to the water. So yeah, that's where we're at right now in 16 hours into the experiment. It actually is progressing pretty fast compared to one iron nail experiments. So that's a good thing. These kind of cells that we grow this stuff in, we're kind of working with obviously some type of weird electricity coming from the orgonite cells that cause the nail to actually shed kind of ions and rust and stuff. But it doesn't actually work with just plain water that I know of. But I can actually try and reproduce the experiment as a control. So these are actually slower than what you get with electricity, but faster than what you get with just a nail in water. So it's actually ground. So actually, what I think is happening here is you're getting the orgonite interacting with the magnetic field of the planet. It's the dielectric capacitor-like setup is intercepting the magnetic field of the Earth, being a dielectric antenna. It's transmitting the singular EMF type of signal down the wires and into the water, and where it's actually causing the metallic growth and shedding into the water, and filling the water up with orgone energy, if you want to call it that, or chi, or prana, or whatever system you ascribe to, and that, etc., etc. So it's building up the life force, and like in Reich's experiments, sort of I don't know what you call it, but transmuting the elements. So so I don't know what this actual metal is per se, but it kind of looks like it could be rust or something valuable. It'll have to be tested. So yeah, that's that. I could check the pH of the water, which I will do. Actually, I'm gonna pause this right now and come back with a pH strip. So, all right. So I got a pH strip done, test done. So we imagine that orgone energy would create a system conductive of life. Obviously, I've done this. Sorry, kind of out of breath, running up the stairs. Conductive to life. It would create a system conductive to life. So we'd expect kind of a middle ground, kind of pH, or slightly basic, so kind of a healthy system. So what I'm getting is kind of almost neutral pH, kind of acid maybe. I don't know, like 6.5, 6.75 to 7, in that range, maybe even 7, kind of neutral. It's pretty healthy. 7, would you call it? I'd call it 7 or 6.75 almost, or 6.5 maybe, not that much. 6.5 to 7 is what I'd call it. Too bad I didn't do a baseline to see if it actually changed at all from its original pH, to see if the iron and the orgone and energy actually affects the pH at all. So so obviously it's a good pH. You'd expect it to be a little acidic coming out of the faucet. So around around 6 or 6.5. Excuse me. And so yeah, so there we go. We have the pH at a 6.75 to 7, and so that's a really healthy system. Blood is like 7.5, in that range, depending on a healthy person. It could be more acidic in a unhealthy person, like 6.75 or 6.5. So like it's basically in that range. So yeah, so we're having a pretty healthy system. It's going to be as close to 7, or a little above 7. It'll be a little healthier. So as close to 7 as possible. Neutral is 7. So we have a slightly acidic to neutral system right here. So I guess that's it. I don't have anything else much to say. I don't know. So I guess at this point, we could try to take a sample and do some experiments with. Pipette some off and try and do a transmutation experiment. Maybe this is the philosopher's stone. Who knows? Try feeding it some sugar or some salt or something like that. See if anything happens, if some crystals grow or something like that. Try boiling it. Try introducing vinegar or something of that nature. Who knows? So I guess I'll kind of do that and share my results. So thanks for watching. This is Michael Ellis, and I'll come up with some update videos once I do those experiments. Thanks for watching.